Oh, hi, this is Ram Posham. I'm a Master Principal Enterprise Architect at Oracle, and very excited to show you a quick demo of how you can build an agent using OCI Generative AI Agent. And I plan to uh, show you end-to-end process. I mean, starting from the time you create the Oracle database, how you use it as a tool within the agent. So I'm going to show you a complete demo. So there's going to be a series of uh, videos that I'm going to record and share it with you. And you can get all the presentation and all the steps uh, by downloading a zip file. The link, I'm going to post it within the description of this video on YouTube. All right. So just make sure that you use that so you have everything that you need to actually repeat it yourself so that you can learn from it. All right. So let's get started. So what is OCI Generative AI Agent? It's basically a managed service. It's fully managed service to build agentic AI application. So this is a service using which you can build an agent. And this service, what it does is whenever a user asks a question, with the help of the LLM, the agent is going to actually interpret and come up with a multi-step plan. Basically, what needs to be done to answer that question, right? And if it involves, let's say, executing 4 steps, 5 steps, it's going to execute those steps, get the answers from those steps, and compile the responses and provide you the response to the end user. So now, so the LLM is the one which helps understand the question, create the multi-step plan. But to execute, you need to have these tools, right? So your question may say, "What are my today's sales?" So that's a natural language question, and what it does is the generative agent is going to make a call to the NL2 SQL tool, right? So we are going to show you how to create these tools and make it part of this agent, right? And so when you create the tool, it has to know what database it has to go against and so on. Similarly, there is a retrieval augmented generation. So what retrieval augmented generation is, uh, let me start with a simple one. So let's say you have some business documents that you post it on object storage, and you would like to get a summary of those documents, or you want to ask questions related to those documents. So that is one simple use case. The other use case is you want to do retrieval augmented generation where you have some of the structured data inside an Oracle database. For example, let's say you got the employee profile, you got an employee table, you got employee name, role, location, salary, and the profile. Profile is basically an unstructured document. It's basically a textual document, and that's what you have here. So what you can do is with 23 AI, you can vectorize that unstructured document. And whenever the user asks the question, who are, for example, most qualified for generative AI? Just for example, let's say you got a bunch of developers and they got different skills. And if you want to search those employees and find out who are best suited, you are going to go against the database that hosts the profile of the employees. All right. And let's say you say, in addition to that, you also show me what is their current salary levels. So that one, it's going to get it from the table, but that profile comparison, what it's going to do is it's going to use the vector database capability. I will show you that. So that is the other one. Now with generative AI agent service, you can also use a custom application. So this custom application may call whatever, all right, your custom application inside your business, or it can call an existing agent. So an agent calling another agent, all right? So you have to create all these tools, register them while you're creating this agent. And when you ask a question, it knows what tools it has got at its disposal, and how to ask the right questions to those tools. And the tools may be powered, may be supporting the databases behind them. So, for example, if you're asking an NL to SQL question, and if it is a sales database, it has to know that there's a sales database. It has to connect to, and uh, ask run the query, and actually return the results. So those are the things that you need to do. So let's uh, see, the way we do it is, when you want to create an agent, you create the agent, just give a name and some basic information. Then you add tools to that. And after adding the tools, you create an endpoint. And using the endpoint, you actually chat with the agent. Now, to create the tool, now there are different types of tools, right? One is NL to SQL. So to create this tool, you need to have a database, and I will show you how to do that. It could be a RAG tool. RAG could be of two types. One is based on the object storage. That means you upload your documents, it will vectorize for you, and you can ask questions related to that. The other use case is where you got unstructured data inside an Oracle database, and you want to vectorize that, and you want to use that for augmenting your queries. So if you say, give me the employees who are most suited for a particular job, it's going to go against that particular table that contains the employee profile. And then the next one is, you can also, now when you want to use that, right, we have to supply a stored function. That function is going to actually be used by this agentic AI, that agent, to query the database. So again, you will understand all that when you go through the demo. Then you can have a custom tool and another agent tool. But we are not talking about, I'm not going to be focusing on these two. I'm going to be focusing on NL to SQL, RAG tools. Now I said tool or tools. Basically, you can have multiple NL to SQL tools, and they are supported by their own databases, right? And here I talk about how to create an NL to SQL tool. You need to have a connection to a database. Now, to create a connection, you need to have a secret for the user that you are connecting to the database as, and you also need to have a private endpoint to that particular database. So in this demo, I'm going to be using an autonomous database. So first I will create an autonomous database, then I will create an endpoint, and I'll create a user secret. And of course, I'm going to be downloading a wallet. I'm going to be using the autonomous database, for which I'm going to download the wallet, and I'm going to be using the wallet for creating the connection. All right. And while creating the tool, in addition to this connection, I also have to supply the schema DDL. Against which I'm going to be querying. Similarly, what are the DDL comments? Because sometimes your column names could be cryptic, the table names could be cryptic. So in those cases, the comments are going to be very, very useful for the for translating your natural language query to SQL. All right. And for creating secrets, I'm going to be using this particular notation, but you will see that. All right. So the demo is going to be as follows. I'm going to be using a demo schema. Whenever you create an autonomous database, there is a schema called SH. And SH has got a bunch of tables. For example, it's got the times table, it has got customers table, about 550,000 customers. It has got products, it has got sales actually. So sales are here. So it has got about 1 million rows for the sales data. So we can ask questions related to this particular schema. For the retrieval augmented generation, I have an employee table where I got the employee name, salary, location, and the profile. The profile is basically a text data, textual data, and the profile vector is the vector data type, which is part of 23 AI. So this is the vector representation of the profile, and I will show you that also during the demo. All right. So that's what I'm going to be using. But now let's get started with creation of autonomous database. All right. So that's the first thing that I'm going to be creating. All right. So that's what you do. So here I logged into my account and say it's going to be autonomous AI DB, uh, autonomous AI TP1. So that's what I would like to call it. All right. One, uh, that's the name of the, all right. So you remember in the previously before the Oracle cloud AI world, we used to call it autonomous transaction processing database. Now we are calling autonomous AI database, right? So that's why I'm saying autonomous AI, and I'm going to be creating a transaction processing database. So that's why that's the kind of notation I'm following. So I'll give the same name, display as well as the same thing, and this is going to be in this compartment. I call this, and I'm going to be using uh, a a 23 AI database. Sorry, here it is. Now it's called 26 AI, and I'll just go with the defaults. 22 eCPUs. That's not even that's about half a core actually, which is fine. And the storage is I don't even need more than 200 gigabytes. And then I don't need more than 4 to 5 days of backup. And the password for the admin, I'm going to enter the password here. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. And so by default, I just say access from anywhere, and we'll secure it later using private endpoint, but that's what it is. And then just say create, all right? And this is going to take few seconds. I'm going to pause the video. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So basically, it's available. It took about 2 minutes or so. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, connections, right? And I'm going to download the wallet. All right. So that's how to connect to the database. You need to have the wallet, and wallet has got its own password. So that could be a different password. So that's what I'm entering here. And download that. All right. So that is here. That is this wallet. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to copy that to this particular directory. So that's I mean I save them in a particular directory. So this is what I'm going to copy to. Now what I have is I also have a SQL developer. So let me show you that. The SQL developer I have here is, see this one. See, this is AI ATP1, and I'm going to check the connection properties. Look at this. And I call it admin. This is the notation I'm using, AITP database. And this is my, actually, I'll just make it, well, I already have the name here. So this is my tenancy. This is my location where it is. And this is the admin, this is the password. And see, this is the directory where my wallet is. And let us check if I can test this connection. Yep, so it is connected. So now I can connect. So that is done, right? So I can, for example, I can say select count stock from search dot sales just for farm. So that's what it is. All right. So that is done. The next thing is we are going to create cancel. Now we are going to go to developer services, and under the developer services you got private endpoints. All right. So create a private endpoint. So create private endpoint. So here the name is going to be AAI TP1 dot US Ashburn US Ashburn dash one, actually that's what it is. US Ashburn.1. You can give any name, but I'm just following this notation. And what is the database? Autonomous database. And it is going to be AI database that we just created. And what is the subnet? I already have a private subnet in that tenancy, in my region. So that's what I'm going to be using. And you just say create. So now this is going to take another few minutes, 2-3 minutes. So I'm going to pause the recording. All right. So it completed creating this private endpoint. It took about close to 4 minutes. So let's go back to uh, database. So here, again, developer services. As I said, we need to create a connection first. So developer services, uh, we created the private endpoint. Now we are going to create a connection, and let's create a connection. Okay. So the connection name is going to be AITP1.us on. Okay, I'm just following the same thing. Right under the connections, you will see this and select the database. So here, this is the database, and here I'm going to pick this. Now here you want to connect as, let's say you want to connect as admin. You can do that, but actually I want to create a user first. I want to connect as the demo user. I won't be needing uh, I won't be needing this admin user for the demo. So what I would do is just go back. Now this, so what I have is I have a script. Let me show you that script, which I'm going to share. Just one sec. Here we go. Create a user. So this is the script for creating the user, right? So this is for repeatability. Um, so I call it AIDB demo. All right. So just take this, and it's very simple script. So I'm going to take this and execute it as admin, right? This is the admin user. So, all right, I'm using a password. And so let me just execute the script. So that user is created, all right? And you can see, okay, cool. So I'm going to create a connection for that particular user who is AIDB demo, all right? So here we go, create a connection. Here you say dot AI tp1.us hashbar one. So the connection name has got the username. This is my notation to easily follow. Username dot the database name dot the actual region. All right. So select the database, and the database type and database name, and the user is this AI DB demo. Now here comes the password, the secret. So here you say, yes, I want to, you say secret AAI tp1.us bash one, right? So I just call it secret for this user in this database in this region. So maybe I'll just copy the same description. And now my vault, actually, to create the secret, I need a vault and a master key. And they are not in in my tenancy, it is in a shared tenancy that we have. So that is this. And here I have the master key. And now the username is no, this is the password for the user, right? So the password for that user was this. So I will just copy the password here, and then you say create. So once see that when the secret is created and it's populated here. Now what we want to do is we want to access this database using a private endpoint, right? Private endpoint. And here is the private endpoint that we created a minute ago, all right? And now what we also need to do is we need to create a, a secret for the wallet content. And you need to create a wallet, and you need to create for this wallet, that PKCS12 wallet, you need to create uh, uh, a, a, a secret for the wallet content. And the wallet content is going to be, the wallet format is going to be in this one, which is PKCS12 wallet. Okay. So here again we go. So here you say, uh, here you can say secret dot wallet content dot AI TP1 TP1.us one secret for the wallet, and the content actually content, and I would say PKCS12. Just to remember, this is the content is going to be, maybe I will just put it, maybe it's a PKCS12 content, and it's the same description. All right. And the same thing for the master key we have, right? So that is that's a vault, and this is the master key. And now it wants the actual wallet file. So here we go, and let me go here, wallets. So I got this wallet. This is the wallet, right? Yep. AITP1. Okay. So drag it here, put it here, and that's it. Create the secret for the wallet. Now, if you see now wallet, the secret is created, it's populated here. The next is the wallet password, right? When you are downloading, you remember it asked for a password. So here we say secret for the wallet AITP1.us one, and the same thing shared here. Here you say there's the master, sorry, there's the vault, and this is the master key, and the password was, so here is the password, whatever password you entered while downloading the wallet. So that's the thing. It's not the admin password. It's not the demo user password. It is a wallet password that you use when you are downloading. So that's important to remember. So create that. So now this is going to be populated. Okay, so now what did we do all this? We basically created the we are basically creating a connection. So the connection is active. All right. Now, what is the best way to test a connection is to just see whether you can access SQL worksheet. You can do many other things, but I would like to just access the worksheet and see whether I can connect to that. That means if I can connect to the database using this connection, we can go ahead and use that. So see, I was able to connect. So now we can say select star from sh.sales, for example, or customers. So on that, you can see, so these are the customers. Now you want to know the count, and you can do all kinds of things. Of course, this is trivial, but all right. So this has got about 550,000 customers, I think. Or sorry, 50,500 customers. And there is also a big table for sales. So let's see how many rows are there. So we will, that's the one here. All right, so you can see about 1 million rows, I think it should be. It's only two CPUs. Okay, so that's what it is. So what I would do is I would stop here because we'll be using the connection for many things. Then I'm going to create a separate demo for the for creating the agent and the tools and so on. So let me stop here